It's that time of the week again where we catch up with John Dummersney, CEO of Harness Racing New South Wales. And John, what a week in New Zealand for the True Blues.
Oh, the Aussies. We'll start with Aussies, because we had more than our tough monarch, and we're claiming, of course, Cruz Bromack as well, because Peter and Zilla O'Shea are part owners there. But why it's Aussies, it was great to see Andy and Kate Gath run second in the trot.
Quite the story with Tough Monarch. Anthony Butt just making it there in time. Ricky nearly had to pull on the colours himself at one stage.
Yes, I presume there would have been a difference between Anthony and Ricky, but the horse is just amazing. Owned by some great people. Alex Kay, of course, leading that group, and they're on to bigger and better things. Both Cruz Bromack and Tough Monarch with Friday, tomorrow, if they both back up, and of course the Inter-Dominion Championships.
Peter O'Shea with Cruz Bromack, so as you said, we're claiming him too.
Oh, we are. Peter O'Shea and Zilla, they're New South Wales through and through. They something people may not know about Peter. He's won the top four. He won the Inter-Dominion with Mr. Feelgood. He won the Miracle Mile with Baby Bling. He's won the Hunter Cup with Bling It On, and of course now he wins the New Zealand Cup with Cruz Bromack. Not many owners in that bracket.
Exactly right, the Grand Slam for sure and certain. And Ricky's partner, Nikki Pagan, she cleaned up off the track.
Yes, cleaned up off the track. Nikki's very good. Very attractive girl, of course, but when it comes to dress sense, she has it spot on, and she's taken out their fashions in the field at many locations. But to take it off the Kiwis, that's just another little feather in the cap for everybody.
Was she a co-winner at the awards night too, or did she get Ricky up there, dress Ricky, and he won that night?
She dressed Ricky.
Right.
I'm sure he didn't dress himself, of course, and she was seen in the fashions in the field respect with Robert Marshall from Club Menangle, the new chairman out there. He didn't win the fashions in the field, but he was in the competition, so it was good to see.
We go from there to Newcastle. Jim Bell, got to pay a tribute to a great man. He hasn't died, fortunately, but Jim, he's just been a stalwart of racing up around Newcastle.
Yeah, and we certainly don't want to see Jim move on further than retirement. There's nothing that Jim didn't do in the Hunter for harness racing. Will he be missed? Of course he'll be missed. But what he's put in place for the future of the Newcastle club, and I did mention the Hunter and the Hunter as well, will be seen for many years to come.
And a good man, great man.
A gentleman.
Back to Gilgandra on the 24th of November. What's that all about?
Well, it's Dubbo. Gilgandra, once upon a time raced, sometimes have show racing. I actually called some races at Gilgandra once upon a time. Only asked to do it once. It's a shame, but still. But no, there's always a Back to Gilgandra meeting at Dubbo, and all the businesses from Gilgandra, a lot of people in Gilgandra follow harness racing. They come down. So 24th of November, if you're looking for a race meeting in the Western Districts, Dubbo's the place to go to.
And Red Ochre's coming up there too.
Oh yes, Red Ochre's a week later. So it's a really fantastic double, and for anyone that has a mare, $50,000 Group 2 open to all mares race at Dubbo, you should be there. These races, we're promoting more mares races all the time, but a $50,000 race out there in the backyard of many people in the country should be attended.
Should be a massively strong field, that one. Seaton Grimer, congratulations on his first win at Penrith.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. My apologies, Seaton, that you slipped through under the radar there, but many more wins there. He's a young man that wants to be a trainer, which is what we need. He is a driver, and his dedication is really well known. He's got some drive, and he'll go a long way with driving.
Did he come through the mini trots?
I'm not sure about that, but he's had a love for harness racing. He's I'll say pestered owners to give him horses, and thankfully somebody did. He's brought that horse from basically retirement now to winning races. So well done, Seaton.
Congratulations to you, Seaton. Unfortunately, no luck for New South Wales in the Australasian Drivers' Championship in Tasmania.
No, but we competed very well. Toddy Mack, he won one. Very good. Kerry Ann Morris, who replaced Lauren, who had to pull out through to illness, she did very well with a couple of very close seconds. So Gary Hall Jr., he is a master driver against a lot of good drivers, but he took out the championship.
We go from there up to Tamworth. Noms are a bit light this week, and there's a very good reason for this.
Yes, Stacey Wiedemann. So the Wiedemann clan aren't competing at Tamworth this week, and some of the participants think, well, that'll be more for us, and of course it will. But the strike rate at Tamworth, when the Wiedemann's there, is pretty solid in the locals' way. So congratulations to Stacey. She'll have a wonderful wedding up in Queensland, of course, on Friday, so she misses out on the Tamworth meeting.
The rumour was that there was a clause put in for that meeting, like they used to with the no New Zealand horses, no Wiedemanns, but that's not true.
No, not true at all, no.
Blaney Carnival of Cups, pardon me, Blaney Carnival of Cups coming up too.
On Sunday, so this is the prettiest little track, I believe, that we have in the state. It's always well looked after. Got a good meeting, only 7 races on Sunday, but a really solid meeting. So if you want to go somewhere, enjoy harness racing on Sunday, the TAB Blaney Carnival of Cups meeting is the place to go.
They'll run past the Poplars.
They'll run past the Populars. Not as quite as green, but it's greening up this year. It's, as I say, it's very picturesque. Track in the Western Districts.
Speaking of the Western Districts, the Parks trainers in the first, last and if you've got the trifecta, you should have plenty.
You would have plenty. Often we hear that the locals, and I talked about Tamworth there, don't get a good enough crack in the Western Districts or anywhere because of the dominance of some of the bigger stables. But the trifecta at Parks last night, taken out 1, 2, 3, Stan Townsend, Andy Castle, Casey Hocking. They ran the trifecta with their horses, and Stan Townsend, bit of a renaissance there. He actually got a double at the meeting for him and his son Nathan. So don't despair. Local horses, you've got to be in it to win it, and they should be there and trying hard.
Yeah, well done to all the guys out there. And just finally, a bit more sombre note, news on deregistration and stuff from HRA. Yeah,
Mark, this is extremely important to our industry. The traceability of horses, we've really seen it come to the fore with Senate hearings, that ABC report about life sentences some horses, but we need to know where these horses are. So there is a rule: you must deregister horses from the industry. That's the only way we will know that they're not part of our industry, so that we can be accountable to where our stock are. So Harness Racing Australia and all the states have put an amnesty on those people who may be just failing a little bit behind in their deregistrations. The amnesty is for 1 month, goes through until December 11. So I strongly urge everybody, if your horse is deregistered out of this industry, go online, fill in the form, help us with the data so we can report to the government. The Senate hearings are quite intense, and if anybody cares, they can go and watch those. We're questioned all the time about our equine welfare and the health of our industry, but we need everybody to be involved. So please deregister your horses.
What's the website exactly you need to go to find those forms?
It's the national harness.org. So it will also be on our website, the Harness Racing Media Centre. So I can't say this enough. We need this information. We need participants to assist us. So please do it. It's punitive. There's a $500 fine if you don't deregister the horse. We will be acting on a couple of those that came out of that 7:30 report that weren't deregistered. So those people, you have to be held accountable. But there is an amnesty for 1 month. Get it in. We need that information. Please help us.
John, great week for New South Wales, in particular over there in New Zealand. Hopefully when we talk again next week, it'll be just as good with the Dominion on Friday.
Certainly will.